Coming up, Russian invasion into Ukraine could be imminent. An arrest is made in connection to the murder of a SUNY Potsdam student. MLB has delayed the start to spring training, and a look at the weather near you. All this and more as PS News starts right now. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm NEZAJ.
And I'm Michael DEMARCO. Let's take a look at what's happening around the world. International fears of a Russian invasion escalating as the White House warns an invasion could happen in, quote, the coming hours or days. Despite a new path towards diplomacy now open, one U.S. official familiar with the latest intelligence says there has been, quote, no slowdown from Russia at the Ukraine border. Isabel Rosales in Washington with a diplomatic Hail Mary to detour an expected invasion.
U.S. intelligence and satellite images reveal Russia going full speed ahead with military preps.
Today might be that day, and we hope that's not the case, which is why we continue to exhaust every possible diplomatic option here going forward.
In a TV broadcast, Russian President Vladimir Putin accusing the West of threats. The Russian president says he is officially recognizing the separatist regions in Ukraine as independent states. Putin airing his grievances about the breakup of the former Soviet republics.
Modern Ukraine from the beginning and in its totality has been created by Russia.
The U.S. and allies warn every indication shows Russia is preparing to invade.
These are not the actions of the Russian government fulfilling its repeated declarations that it has no intention of invading Ukraine.
The U.S. also says it has credible information about a Russian kill list, writing in a letter to the United Nations that Russia is identifying Ukrainians to be killed or sent to camps. The Kremlin denying the claim, calling it absolute fiction.
We believe that any military operation of the size, scope, and magnitude of what we believe the Russians are planning will be extremely violent. It will cost the lives of Ukrainians and Russians, civilians and military personnel alike.
The Russian escalation at the front lines is at odds with what Putin has said publicly. Putin agreeing to a summit with President Joe Biden.
He can do the right thing by finding a diplomatic path forward.
Biden accepting on the condition Russia not invade Ukraine. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
Queen Elizabeth II has tested positive for COVID-19. Max Foster reports.
The Queen was tested on Sunday and the test came back positive, and we were informed shortly afterwards, we understand. Her Majesty is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms, according to the palace, but expects to continue light duties at Windsor over the coming week. So that effectively means desk work, virtual meetings. It means that she continues working. She's well enough to continue working. So an indication there that the palace doesn't seem too concerned about her condition. However, they added she will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all appropriate guidelines. That suggests that she is currently in isolation, which are the English guidelines currently. We were also told by a royal source that a number of cases have been diagnosed in the Windsor Castle team. That suggests an outbreak within the castle. Perhaps that's where she caught it. We also know that the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, had COVID last week. Also Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, had COVID. Charles had met the Queen, but there seems to be a Windsor outbreak, so that appears to be the cause of the Queen catching it. We'll be monitoring this closely. She is 95 years old, but at the moment the palace doesn't seem too concerned, according to their communications. Max Foster, CNN, Hampshire, England.
An FDA official is suggesting a fourth dose of the COVID-19 vaccine might be needed closer to fall. Dr. Peter Marks says the FDA is continually monitoring pandemic data to track emerging variants. Because fall is typically the timeline for flu shots, the same could be true for an additional COVID booster. At the current time, a fourth shot is only recommended for immunocompromised people. The CDC reports half of Americans eligible to get the COVID booster have gotten one. Both FDA and CDC scientists will have to agree before a fourth vaccine dose is added for the general public. Now coming up, a look into the delayed MLB spring training, and the NYFD is honoring one of their own. All this and more coming up. Stay with us.
Responsibility. Trust. Solidarity. Synergy. Home. These guys are my home.
Theta Gamma is welcoming. In one word, TG means to me family.
I'm Vincent Perno, president of Theta Gamma. Here at Theta Gamma, we emphasize the importance of scholarship, leadership, and service. We strive to make ourselves better people as well as our community a better place.
Back. Let's take a look at some news happening near you. New York State Police have made an arrest in the connection with the murder of a college student in Potsdam Friday. Michael J. Snow of Messina is charged with one count of second-degree murder in the shooting death of Elizabeth Howell. Howell, a 21-year-old student at SUNY Potsdam, was found on the side of the road Friday suffering from gunshot wounds. She died later after being rushed to the Canton Potsdam Hospital. The 31-year-old suspect from Messina was arraigned in Potsdam court and is being held in the St. Lawrence County Jail with no bail. The victim's university, where she was a music major, canceled classes today and is planning a memorial concert in her honor.
New York police arrested a man for wielding a hatchet on the subway. Monday's incident in Brooklyn occurred when a man said the suspect charged at him and started to swing the axe. The victim was not hit. Authorities say the suspect also had a screwdriver and punch dagger. According to a tweet from the NYPD, the suspect is being charged with attempted murder, attempted assault, menacing, and criminal possession of a weapon. Over the weekend, at least 6 stabbings or slashings were reported on the city subway system.
Firefighters in New York are mourning the loss of one of their own this week. FDNY firefighter Jesse Gerhard died suddenly Wednesday night, a day after battling a house fire in Queens. There was a procession Thursday evening as Gerhard's body was transferred to NYU. Carolyn Gussoff reports. That was the story. Now coming up, a look into how the winner of the Kentucky Derby has their own win nullified. Stay with us.
The sport of jiu-jitsu is mainly for, you can use it for self-defense. That's the #1 reason it appeals to people. There's other people who come to this club for the competition aspect, and also a lot of others who do it for the workout aspect. It has multiple ways of appealing to different audiences, and you should come give it a try. You might like it.
Hey, how are you? I'm Jason Lynch. Let's take a look at some sports news. Team USA edged out favorite China to win the inaugural gold medal in mixed team aerials set in 2022 Winter Olympics. CNN's Coy Wire sat down with the Olympic medalists Ashley Caldwell and Megan Nick, who talked about their lives and how they've made it to the podium.
Incredible. I definitely owe a lot of people that helped me get here, but I'm super proud. I'm obviously still just cherishing this moment.
Yeah. I mean, how's a kid from Virginia end up going to the slopes and becoming an Olympic champion in the snow?
Yeah, so I started skiing when I was 3. My dad's an avid skier, and I also started flipping off couches when I was about 3, and my mom was like, we have to put her in gymnastics because she's going to break her neck, and that's not a good parenting move. My mom is incredible. I think she's often encouraged me to do things that she didn't necessarily like really want me to do, but she knew I would love.
Winter Olympians to me are the most fearless in my mind. Are you fearless?
I would not say fearless,
No?
but I've learned to manage my fear and to rely on my security from knowing that I have the air awareness and I've worked really hard to train my skills. That kind of tames the fear, or it helps me manage it more.
I acknowledge the fear a lot. I like outwardly say it. Like a lot of athletes, you know, you can kind of tell they're scared, but they don't say it out loud. I'm at the top and I'm like, everybody, this is scary. You're like, am I going to do this right now? I'm so terrified. And I think some of getting that off my chest is really helpful for me.
Yeah. What message do you have for all the young kids out there who are looking up to you and say, I want to be that someday?
I think I would just encourage anyone to take new opportunities. I don't think I would have gone to that one-week tryout camp if it wasn't for a school project, even though I wish I had. So I think encouraging people to take those challenging and exciting opportunities and, yeah, just go for it.
Labor talks between Players Union and the Major League Baseball have stalled. Now spring training won't start until March 5th at the earliest. The league has already canceled some spring training games that were supposed to begin on February 25th. On Monday, the Owners Bargaining Committee and the Players Association are scheduled to meet in person and continue to do so every day next week to negotiate. MLB says all 30 baseball clubs want the lockout to end and have players back on the field with fans in the stands. Until that happens, fans who have tickets for canceled spring training games can get their money back. Baseball's opening day is scheduled for March 31st. Medea Spirit's win in the 2021 Kentucky Derby has been nullified. The Kentucky Horse Racing Commission made the announcement on Monday. The horse failed a post-race drug test after crossing the finish line first at the Derby. In December, Medea Spirit collapsed and died at the end of a workout. The KHRC also announced the horse's Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert has been suspended for 90 days, and he was fined $7,500. Baffert said in a statement that he is disappointed with the ruling and he plans to appeal. The commission says the winner's purse of nearly $2 million will need to be returned. Churchill Downs now recognizes Mandalorian as the winner of the 147th running of the Kentucky Derby. That's all I got for sports. Back to the desk with Mike and Benny.
Thank you so much, Jason. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
To stay up to date with PS News and PSTV programming, be sure to follow @Plattsburgh State TV on all social media platforms.
For this and all of PS News, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night, Plattsburgh.